Welcome. This is a 63 amps dual purpose automatic changeover switch, which is also manual compatible. It means that when you buy this, you can use it as an automatic changeover or a manual changeover for your solar system and for your generators. I mean, with your main power. So you can see the ready power here, and then you can see the normal power. The normal power signals the first option. Either you want to use your solar as the first option, then you go for the normal power. If the main transmission power is what you also want to use, in Ghana we say the ECG power, then it normally comes to the normal, and then your solar will also go to the other side, or a generator to the other side. This is a 63 amps ATS, very durable ATS, and this one can actually handle a lot of load. It can be used as single phase or three phase, depending on what you want to use it for. Yes, depending on what you want to use it for. It can be used as single phase or three phase at the same time. The single phase at the same time, three phase, because it is 4-pole, but it's also single phase. Now I want to walk you through the connections. So let us see how best we can take a look at the connections involved. When you purchase one of these ATS, please remember this can be also installed in a box. If you want it in a box, it can be put in a box. If you don't want it in a box, then you can also install it on the wall if you have an electrical room, because this is plug and play. I call it plug and play. It is very simple to connect. It is very simple to work with it. The box makes it more expensive, so if you are installing this as an electrician, you can choose your own box and then put it in. What you see here, are indicators. That is, if you want to put them in a box. If you put it in a box, then you're going to have your indicating light outside the box so that you can look at them. Otherwise, these are the indicators. It has been made in such a way that you can mount it as a stand alone. If you're going to be outdoor, then you need to put it in a box. But usually I install this, and several of these can also go into one panel for those that do apartments. Yes, several of these can go into one panel, like I said. Several of these. It's very portable and very, very durable. It works more efficiently, and like I told you, you can use it as manual or auto. So you can see two light indicators here, which I'm going to demonstrate later. So if you want to use it on manual, you put it on 0. If you want to use it on auto, you put it on 1. So I have to leave it here on 0, and then if you want, you can use it as a manual switch, and also as a bypass, automatic bypass switch. Whichever way you want to use it. You can use it as automatic bypass or a manual bypass switch for your solar system or AVL system, whichever way is good for you. Now the connections. Sure. So before you start, you realize that if you want to mount it directly, you're going to mount it on the wall with the face facing this way, where you can see everything very clear. So the back will be mounted. It got two screws, or if you want to mount it in a box to a panel, it's basically the same. You can see 80 years, every 80 years have like 1, 2, 3, and 4 in and out, in and out. But then one side definitely is gonna be the load side, where you're gonna put your load. And in this case, your load is down here. So this side is for the load, and this side for the normal input from your main power source, and the other one the alternative power, being your solar or generator set, or if you're using it as a bypass for an AVL, also you can also use it as a bypass as well. Like I said earlier, this is 4 poles, 3 arms, 3 phase or single phase, 8 years, dual power. It is equally manual and then also automatic, depending on what you want to use it for. Then before then, a quick one, all you need it's a 10 mm or 16 mm cable, depending on what you're doing. You can get a 10 mm cable, and then you need to shape this and use it to do your loopings. So first of all, I've just peeled them off, but then before you do that, all you need to do is to do the right measurement, okay? Because we have the neutral. So when you check the low side, you can see there are numbers written on them. You can see 2, 4, 6, and then N, which is the neutral, right? 4, 6, which is the neutral, and then we have 2, 4, 6, and then the neutral here. Make sure that you loop this neutral to the neutral here, and you loop the 6 from here to the 6 here, you loop the 4 from here to the 4 here, and then the 2 from here to the 2 here, and this side becomes your load side. Now back to the connection. If you need to bend these cables to do the looping, so you first have to measure, how you want it, depending on how you want it. You measure and then you make a bend. Just make a bend, simple bend. All right. And then because it's neutral to neutral, so it depends on how you want to go about it. It's neutral to neutral, so you just measure it to the neutral side. You just need to get one correct, okay, and then all will be fine. So once you're able to get it this way, it's neutral to neutral, you just loop it. You can get all like that. The next one, you can get it like that. The next one, so they will all go in equally because it's the same thing. The length and everything is the same, so whichever you do for one, you do for all. And the last one, that is 2 to 2, you also put a 2 to 2 in there. I'm going to tighten them, and I'm going to connect a load to it. Yeah, this one you can connect them directly, or you can also put in locks if you want to do that. All right, so I'm only showing you the basic connection as how it is done on the table. So you just make sure you tighten them, and then you tight all of them. Okay, you tight all of them. So after tighten all of them, like it's done, and then you come to the input side. This is the input side, so the normal power side and the ready power side. But then if you are using it for single phase application and you have a lot of loads, you can loop here You can see that the numbers here are different. This is also 1, 3, and 5, and then you can get 1, 3, and 5 too here. So you can, here we don't do cross looping, no, because the ECG or utility power is going to take the normal side, and then your alternative power being your solar, being your generator side will also feed here. If I'm using it for single phase application, you can link the neutral and the 5 together. Okay, you can link the neutral and the 5 also here together. You can loop it together, just the 2 here, and then just the 2 here, and you loop the 1 and 3 also together, and then 1 and 3 together to have your live and neutral input. If it is for 3-phase or 4-wire application, you just put in your neutral, line 1, line 2, line 3. You put on your neutral, line 1, line 2, line 3 for whichever application. And I hope this is also very, very clear at the moment. What I'm left with is I'm now going to connect my generator side, and I'm going to connect the utility power also side. Because I'm doing it on tabletop, I'm using the same power supply to do that. Please note that the coil of the ATS usually is end to end. So for instance, when you look at the load, the input side, I have the neutral, so my neutral would definitely have to go in this way. So I'll connect my neutral from my solar or from my generator here. If it is 4-wire, then I'll connect. If it is 3-phase, I'll connect the 3 of the wires, the 3 live wires here, line 1, line 2, line 3. If it is not, and I'm for single phase application, then I'm going to connect my live wire here. All right, so I have my live wire also connected here. The same thing, I have my utility supply, which my neutral will also go in this way. I'll get my neutral also in, and I'm gonna have my live wire in. I call it plug and play. This is the most simplest. Call it plug and play. It's the most simplest, yeah. So take notes and then let's go. For the purpose of this experiment, I've connected my mains and then my alternative power going. I have a light bulb under. You can see there's a light bulb under here. That will be used as my load. So for instance, this is my load, and I'm going to connect my load also to the ATS. So my load, like I said earlier, is going to come here. So I can choose any of the sides, or I can spread it here. When I say spread, when I put my neutral here, if your neutral is 2, you can put 1, you can put 1 there, not to overload, your cables. So I'm gonna have this. It's gonna connect to any part, because I have done the looping, and because I do not loop anything here, I'm using this for single phase application. I'm going to put 1 on 2. The 2 picks the live direct, so I'm going to put 1 on 2 here. So that is the load side. So I'm going to put 1 on 2. All right. So you want to connect to your load. All right. That is the neutral. I've connected 1 to my neutral, and then the other one is going to go to 2. The 2 is going to be my live, okay, for the up. Let me tighten this one very well. So I can either put it here or put it there. It doesn't matter. I can put it there or here. Anywhere you choose to put your 2. They are all the same because they've all been looped together. But preferably not to overcrowd anything. I'm gonna put my 2 in there. All right. I'm gonna put my 2 in there. Yes, so that is it. So I have my load also connected. In this case, I'm using a very simple extension board to do this. As you can see that because both power are on, you can see that they are all on. You understand? So you can see that 2 are on now. So the normal switch and then the normal power is on now. When you see them, it means it has closed on this side. And this time I'm using this ATS manually. Okay, I'm using it manually. So the top here, the ready power is present at all times. And then the normal power in this case is also present. Okay. In the case of solar, both can be there. You maybe want to operate it manually. So you need to put the switch to 0. And then I want to take it to ready power here, because this is the arrow. So this arrow will point to the ready switch. So we go and then you see. So you realize that it transfers, and this one, indicating which one is working. Now this is not in auto mode, but then when I put it on automatic, when I set this to auto, there is a priority, and the priority is the normal power. So we expect it to switch to the normal power when I press the auto without switching. Let's see in this case what happened. Okay, so you have seen it, that the normal power, it has switched automatically to the normal power, that's the utility power. So if I want to, let's say now the normal power is on, it's on auto now, and let's say power goes out, and then you have your generator, or maybe the power goes out, your generator will start, and then your generator will kick in. So let's say there's light off now, your generator will start, and there's no light now, so light is going off. Immediately it goes off. Did you see what happened? It's a milliseconds. It's not up to a second. You might not even notice the change depending on the application that you want. But then when ECG comes back, okay, it's gonna switch back to the main power utility. So this is how the automatic changeover works. All right. So immediately the main utility power goes out. It's going out now. What? This one will come. Immediately it comes on. It switches back to the main, because you've made that priority. Some people wish to make their solar the priority. It doesn't matter. Whichever you want to make the priority, being the normal power, you put it there. So when that one is off, before any other thing can come on. Now you can see the indicators, two indicators indicating that the main switch is on, that's the main power. Now when the main power goes out, you realize that these two also come on, meaning the standby power, your generator or inverter, whatever is on, solar is on. Okay, and then when it comes on again, you realize it will switch to the main utility. Now when this is absent, you will not see any light here, because this one is gone. You can see only two lights. Exactly when generator or inverter is also working, and then it comes on this way, it also comes on, then you will see only this one on. When you don't see any light, it means that everything is off. Everything is off. Everything is off. But when ECG comes, boom, it will go to ECG. When ECG is on and then the alternative power, the ready power comes, nothing will happen. Just that the light will come to indicating that you have light. So in other cases, this is what I want to say. When you come home, you don't see any light there. You don't see any of the light, meaning there's no power here. When you switch it on here, means you're going to use it in manual. So even when ECG comes, nothing will happen. Everything will go off. You know you have power, but you can't change automatically unless you change it manually. So immediately ECG comes, you realize that it has come on again. And this is it. This is it, because it is on manual. So that is how it will perform. If it is on auto and then this one goes out and I put it on auto, it will give you power. Thank you very much. This is the basic connection for a 63 amps 8 years for your home or anything you want to use it for. Thank you very much. Until I come on your way with another connection, I wish you all the best.